Hey Geminis, and welcome to Deku Tarot and to your November 2019 reading. So, here we are, Scorpio season. We have a lot going on astrologically that's going to be bringing about some, I think, pretty decent changes by the end of the month for you guys. Some good energy. So we're going to talk a little bit about the astrology, and we're going to pull the cards on it right after, and we're going to start off the reading. See, I'm going backwards. Mercury retrograde tends to do that. I always end up talking backwards, I feel like. But anyways, we're starting this off with a Halloween oracle, which is what I've been doing for all of the readings this month, as we are in that time when the veil is thinnest. Scorpio season kind of marks that time. And even into November, the veil is thin, and we still have that energy of Samhain as we move towards Yule. And it's very deep, kind of spiritual, and it's going to be a very spiritual, you're going to be focusing on a lot of relationships in your life. Spiritual versus also your relationships in reality. We have a lot of 7th house activity going on. Mercury, your ruler, is going retrograde until the 20th. And we're right in the middle of that right now in your 6th house of work, daily routine. So there's going to be a lot of misunderstandings. You're going to really just need to be clear with what you want, what you're looking for. Just be clear. Don't beat around the bush at all this month. Venus is going to be in Sagittarius along with Jupiter, and I believe the midheaven is also transiting through Sagittarius. So there's a lot of 7th house activity where we're going to be focusing on relationships, learning how to really let our guard down and become a little bit softer in terms of how we communicate, and that will bring about a better better intimacy, better communication within relationships. What else going on here? On the 11th, we have this interesting transit of Mercury going in front of the Sun, which only happens every so often. I believe the next time it'll be like many years from now, like 2030, 2040. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know it's not for a very long time. And that's going to make you feel very much like you versus huge institutions. You're going to feel very out of control, very powerless, and you're going to be seeking out how to take control of a situation. So it's very interesting, that kind of aspect. Keep an eye out for that. Check out White Light Astrology or Gregory Scott Astrology for more on that. Let's pull your card, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the astrology as we continue through the reading. But I wanted to bring up that stuff first off the bat here. And we're approaching this Taurus full moon, which is going to be high 12th house activity for you. This month, know that you are protected. Jack-o'-lantern is your card to start off the reading here. And again, that's a lot of protection. A lot of you can do what you need to do this month and know that you are protected. So if you need to take a pause, you need to look at things in a different way, make some big decisions, switch up routines, etc. Know that you're protected and that everything is okay. So know that you are protected and that you are capable of creating the life that you want, and that the universe supports you in this should Jack shine his light upon you. Boundaries are important to teach people how to treat us, and drawing this card indicates that you may wish to renew the ones you have or to establish new ones. And I definitely sense that for you guys in terms of setting new boundaries. Boundaries for air signs this month, huh? But let's get into your reading here and see how this plays into what cards come out. We're going to go ahead with the Morgan Greer and see what pops out. Too many decks out over here. Way too many decks out. Let's see. Again, this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If this doesn't resonate with you guys, don't get upset. My collective message for everybody this season is to think before you speak online. Would you say this in person? Would you, even if you're angry, you feel slighted, you feel wronged, you feel someone saying this, saying that, and you have to stand up for something, make sure how you're speaking does not put you in the same position as them. Does not lower you to that level, to how whoever is making you feel that way. I've been finding a lot of people, and in the rise of social media, people think that they can just go online, say what they want, do what they want without any effect. That puts out a lot of negative energy when we attack people, when we put out a lot of negative takes that don't really need to be put out there. If you don't agree with something, you don't have to attack somebody. You don't have to prove them wrong. Would you treat this person the same way in real life? Would you say these things to somebody's face or out loud to anybody? Would you say that in front of a group of people? Probably not. So I find that a lot of adults end up acting like slighted children on MySpace, and that's not okay. You have to rise above that base need for immaturity, for getting back at people, for being mean. So, not that I'm saying that you guys do this in particular or anything. I'm just saying this to everybody. Think before you speak when you go online, when you go on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And just try to be kinder. Try to put out good energy. I feel like I forgot to say that in a couple of the videos, but that's been my collective message this month. Let's see what your general energy is, though, for this month here. It's been a lot of energy in terms of decision making, and Two of Swords and Two of Swords reverse comes to mind for me, so I won't be surprised if that shows up in your reading. Okay, Six of Wands reverse is your energy, but I feel like that's not the full picture here, so I'm going to get one more. Page of Rods. Okay, so where we have not had successes this month, we're going to be really evaluating how we can move forward from where we have been. Especially in terms of, again, relationships. Our relationships not only with ourselves and spirituality, which is what's going to come into play on around the 12th. And I am reading this the day before the Taurus full moon, which is why I bring this up. There has been a lack of success, and a lot of it, I think, attributes to deep down, not just like, our relationship with, spirituality, whatever, religion, everything else, but it also talks about our spiritual connection, our growth, and our connection to ourself. Are we out of alignment? So it's time to really reconnect and see how we've been going about things, how we've been viewing things, the energy we've been putting towards things. If something's been frustrating, difficult, irritating, we really need to look at why it hasn't been working out, why certain relationships don't seem to work out, why we feel kind of powerless again, and what we can do to change that. We're going to be seeing a situation for what it is. And if we do feel powerless, we're going to be wanting to taking some new measures, to change this, to shift out of this feeling of, no matter what I do, I can't move forward in terms of success. I'm getting stuck. I'm getting obsessed with certain things that are not helping my growth right now. So let's continue a little bit more here. And I feel like we're learning new ways to go about things, new information, testing out new ways of communication and moving forward on things. We might feel almost new in a situation, and we're just kind of getting our sea legs. If some of you guys are starting new jobs or have started a new job, it feels like, you haven't felt that successful, but you have to remember, if that's the case, guys, that you're new. If you're studying something new, trying something new, it's okay to be a beginner. Everybody starts out as a beginner. Yeah, I graduated from art school, but when I was 5 years old, I sure as hell didn't know how to draw a full figure correctly. So you have to remember, everybody starts out somewhere. Not everybody, like Gordon Ramsay wasn't baking cakes at age 3 or, making chicken cordon bleu then. Everybody, it takes a while to get to wherever you're going. And I feel like a lot of you guys kind of beat yourself up over how powerless and how unsuccessful you feel at something that for a lot of you it feels like you're just starting. See what else comes up here. Where have you been this month? Where have you been this month? What has happened? Where have you been? 9 of Pentacles. It's not a bad place to be. Ooh, High Priestess. This is more of the energy that we're starting to step into here. And then the 4 of Cups. Our satisfaction in the material, in the real world, comes from a deeper emotional satisfaction with ourselves and balance there. So if something is not feeling right, I think that you need to look at the relationship with yourself, your relationship with your higher self, how you speak to you, and, how we deal with our gut instinct, with our intuition, with what drives us rather than, what other people want. We need to bring that part of us out into the real world here. 9 of Pentacles shows security, development, growth. She has success. She has earned it. And you should feel that way, but you need to feel that way in a more spiritual, more watery cups way here. As the High Priestess says, the answer is really to feel this, to know that this is what your life really is. This is the reality. This is reality. And you guys might be forgetting that that is your reality of where you have been, of how much success have you accumulated from that feeling of 9 of Pentacles. So draw that feeling up to you right now. And remember when you last felt this secure, this happy, this stable, what brought that about, and why aren't you feeling that now? What is bringing about this lack thereof, this dissatisfaction, this need for more? Because whatever is being offered right now, it sure as hell doesn't feel satisfying. It doesn't feel like what you really want to feel. You're not getting what you want out of a current situation. And you're feeling it on a spiritual level. It's leaked down towards there. So where are we headed to with all this? What's happening with all this here? What can we do and what's happening? Ooh, the Star reversed. It's an interesting one. Hanged Man. You need to look at... It's almost like the accreditation that you give others. I feel like, again, a lot of you guys are comparing your success to something else, to somebody else right now. Compare even to yourself from a different time. Like, I was so successful, I was so good at this there, why can't I be good at this now? You're just feeling really defeated. And you need to look at this from a different perspective here, okay, Gemini? Let's see what we can do or what's happening moving forward here. Continue to show me. Ooh, 7 of Swords. That's how you figure it out, guys. Oh my God. I like this story for you. And I think by the end of the month, again, especially so, you know what? Let me just, again, I'm talking backwards. It's my Yoda season. Mercury retrograde is Yoda season for me. I just can't say anything in the right way. The Star reverse, the Hanged Man, and then the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. To me, these all really feel like a pack together here. Again, that defeatism, we need to look at that again. Why have we felt this way? Why have we felt like things haven't worked out? Why do we feel, you know, that the universe is against us, that nothing is happening the way that we want it to? Like, why is it happening this way? Air signs, I'm noticing a sense of defeatism in Scorpio season. A sense of, you know, oh my God, like no matter what I do, I can't get there. I just keep messing this up. Or again, beating yourself up unnecessarily. And you really need to look at something from a different perspective. 7 of Swords, 9 of Cups. There is this 9 of Cups within you, but you really have to seek out that self-satisfaction. You have to feel good about you. 9s are all about you. They're you-centric. There's usually nobody else in the 9 cards. There's nobody else but that one person, but you. And you're right about to get to that 10 of Cups, that journey, but you have to work beyond. You have to go within here and figure out what this 9 of Cups is for you, what this self-satisfaction, your wish come true, what is going to make you feel this way. And you have to realize, I think, that nothing else can make you feel that way but you at the end of the day. That you have to remember who you are. No matter what situation you are in, no matter if you're in an up or down in terms of like a hill or a valley, you have to be able to call upon that 9 of Cups and remember all this 9 energy here, this security, this satisfaction in emotional and, you know, in material wealth, in success. You want to feel emotionally, you want to be materially successful, but what starts that is the feeling of emotional success, the feeling of emotional fulfillment. Give me a second here. Y'all are running me ragged. It's like I almost just got like nauseous, which is weird. Maybe for some of you, this makes you feel kind of it's like a really strange feeling, guys. I'm just going to sit with it for a second, honestly. We look at that 7 of Swords. It makes you feel sick. There's a lot of worry here. Pessimism. It's like default pessimism. Like, oh my God, here it goes again. As soon as I think things are going to go one way, I took a chance and now it's going the other way and there's nothing I can do. 6 of Coins reversed. The Sun. If you don't feel that you're getting what you're putting in, again, it feels a lot like that powerlessness that we're feeling right around now because of what Mercury's doing with the Sun and the midheaven and all that fun stuff. It's going to feel like you versus, again, huge institutions, you not getting what you deserve out of a situation. Nobody seeing your success, but also you not fully believing in your own success and your own potential. And I feel like you guys need to realize deep down, if you don't believe that you deserve something, then you're not going to get it. So you have to start believing in yourself in a stronger way here. You got to start really putting love into your goals, love into you on every step of the journey to your goals here. And I do feel like things are going to shift when we hit Sagittarius season. There's going to be a lot more, again, focus on relationships, love, good stuff here. It does feel like you're figuring something out. That Seven of Swords is going to come out, but I think it comes out when you kind of settle into, what is the word? Place of surrendering to, in terms of surrendering to feeling good about yourself, about your situation, no matter what. You have to surrender to a good feeling, a good vibe, despite everything else that's going on. You have to kind of mentally will yourself to this point so that you can finally see something for what it is. But I just don't think you're going to be able to see it unless you look at something from a more positive perspective, honestly. And it's a really weird message, but you have to change your perspective in order to see what needs to be seen to actually physically get there. Oh, comes out here. Oh my God, yeah, Two of Wands. It's about perspective. The world is in your hands. You might just not see it that way. And this is a time to look forward, to set new goals. And again, as we hit Sagittarius season, that's really what the energy is about here. Yeah, it's 7th house stuff. So you're going to be focusing again on, you know, where do you want a relationship to go? How do you want it to play out? Where is this relationship going? Where is this love going? Because we're going to have, you know, the sun into Sagittarius, Jupiter, as well as Venus and the midheaven. And that's all your 7th house of relationships. So you're going to be focusing on new relationships with colleagues, with work. Things are going to start moving into flow around that. And I feel like they're going to start making sense, especially when Mercury goes direct, because that is your ruler. This is having you really look backwards and start to question things and, you know, become uncomfortable in your own role in what has happened and where you are now and how you're feeling about yourself. So it's going to be intense. You know, let's dip into relationships a little bit here now. Actually, before we do that, let's pull one last card to sum up all of this. Sum up by the end of the month here. And look at this. What pops out immediately by the end of the month, Devil is reversed. You guys know with me, the Devil reverse signifies breaking free of illusory issues here. You have gone within, dealt with that relationship with yourself. And if you haven't, I would recommend that around 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, around that Taurus full moon. Go within, connect with your higher self, meditate, really try to connect in a deeper, more spiritual way to receive messages, to receive comfort, stability, whatever it is that you're looking for to help you through this all, to help you see what you need to see, especially with that Hanged Man energy. But the Devil reversed, again, is also breaking free of all this, breaking free of what stopped you. You have paused, gone within, and it might not have been comfortable, and it might not fully kind of like percolate out to understanding until after we hit Sag season, but it's there. You're breaking free. You're going to get out of, this feeling of kind of being sludgy and stuck and like having things just feel awkward, weird, relationships even feeling weird. Up until, really the end of the month when things feel good. So this is a month about breaking free. Let's move on to love. Where did I just put these? Pull a couple cards for love for you guys. Love for my Geminis for November 2019. This is for couples and singles, just a general pull. If you guys want a more in-depth like love reading or anything, you can always book a private reading with all the information below in my description box, okay? So let's look at the love factor for you guys, relationships. Can we please get one at a time? Oh my gosh, like half the deck. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, general love reading for this month. The Three of Cups. Ooh, I like it, guys. Page of Swords. Go out and have fun. Two of Cups. And Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's, again, this is good for communication and relationships. I know that sounds crazy, but it's really good. 10 of Swords reversed. You can move past any difficulties, issues, problems you've had within a relationship this month. Again, it's really, really good because you have so many planets moving direct in your relationship sector here. 3 of Cups, Page of Swords. Go out and have some fun. Go out with people and communicate. Make sure to communicate one-on-one in person is what I'm getting as well. And if you want to meet somebody new through friends is a good way this month. Just, take opportunities, take chances, speak how you feel. There's a great new beginning for love, passion reawakened within relationships. And it all kind of goes with communication. So communicate this month. 10 of Swords reverse, and you can actually, connect deeper with the partner that you're with by revealing what you've been through, revealing your 10 of Swords and what has been bringing you down, and releasing it together. That's a really great act. I mean, just speaking, communicating in a deeper level about how we're really feeling, what we're going through, what troubles us, and working through it together is a great act of intimacy within a relationship. So let's pull a couple of romance angel cards here. And then we'll pull one last Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarcos. These are the Doreen Virtue Romance Angel cards. I do know that these are actually not being made anymore, which is crazy. You might be able to find them on Amazon, but I know a lot of people have actually been asking me about this deck. So let's see here. We get, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And I do feel, again, we're working through toxic behaviors, working through toxic patterns, issues. But Scorpio season does ask you to go deep and reflect upon your own emotional intimacy with, a partner, as well as with others and in your relationships, We have to pay attention to red flags here. And I think a lot of it has to do with how we view things. It doesn't have to do so much with other people's red flags, but how we perceive and how we're doing things this month. What has not been successful? And what do we need to switch up here? Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I mean, how on point is this? It's about communication this month for you guys. And that's a strange thing to say in a month that is mostly Mercury retrograde and shadow period, but communication for you guys is important this month. So just be clear, communicate, be on the ball about it. Do not care about the retrograde, just communicate. Especially within relationships. Even though, it might feel like, you're talking to a brick wall, maybe the other person might not get it 100%. By the end of this month, things are going to be great, and it's going to be really, you're going to be really happy that you communicated if you did this month. Yeah, and for those of you who are single, pay attention to the red flags in terms of, the type of people that you keep inviting into your life versus what you want. And I think that you're going to see a big shift there. We can have some heart-to-heart conversations about, what we really need, how we really feel, rather than putting up fronts and pretending to be one thing or pretending to be okay with something if we're not. Being really honest this month is important. So let's pull another Halloween Oracle to finish this out, round it out here for you guys, Gemini. What do they need to know about this month? Anything else? What do they need to know about November? Ooh, wow, death, the eternal cycle begins here. What an intense card for Scorpio season, right? All right, so do not be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away or will do so you can begin again strongly afresh. There is great power in this clearing. If you pull this card at Halloween or near it particularly, the message is stronger still, and you should actively celebrate this new beginning. You have a new beginning on the horizon, and I want to say it feels more like the end of this month for me, honestly, is when you finally kind of get out of this gunky headspace that you've been in, but also it doesn't need to be a gunky headspace. You can also release a lot. You can connect with your higher self so much this month. Connect with your spirituality to release and fully let all of this go and heal from it. So you can have a brand new beginning. It's like you're letting go of all your nasty feelings, all those stuck, pent up, anxious, frustrated feelings this month. As long as you connect with your higher self, they will help you work through this. Your guides, your higher self, whatever it is that you connect to spiritually, connect to it this month. It's going to be very helpful. And by the end of the month, after you've connected with your higher self, with yourself, and really realigned, it's going to be more amazing when you realign and connect in relationships. So it's going to be very important. And that's why I suggest meditation, connecting to your higher self, your guides, your spirit guides, your whatever it is that you do to realign and connect and feel more present, more spiritually grown and ascended. It's like you guys can ascend spiritually and then within relationships this month. So that's just, you just got to do it. All right. All right, Geminis, those are your messages. I hope you enjoyed them. Do make sure to check out your other November readings for your rising placements, your moon placements, and even your Venus. If it didn't resonate, it wasn't for you. Don't get upset. Have a wonderful and blessed rest of November. Check out your dailies. Check out the Taurus full moon reading to see what that brought up specifically for you. And have a wonderful rest of the month here and entering into Sag season. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Make sure to subscribe. Share a video if you like it. So long. Namaste.